three other types of trust relationships I'd like to discuss here as we close out this chapter about the logical Active Directory components are shortcut trusts, realm trusts, and cross-forest trusts. A shortcut trust is used to join domains or to make a shortcut link, administrative link, between domains that exist within the same Active Directory forest. The reason why you might want to do this is that it can speed logon in a deep forest type of an architecture, or it can provide a second path of fault tolerance. And here's what I mean. If I can find my paint, no, I just passed it, my paint program. Let's say that this is your forest infrastructure, and actually this is just one tree's worth of forest. But let's say that you are sitting down to use a resource here. Your account lives in this domain over here. There you are with the smiley face. When you submit your logon, that logon is going to follow the path of the trust relationships. So domain controllers are going to have to be contacted here, 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 and here. If somewhere along the way there's a domain controller that is down, then you're not going to be able to have a successful logon to your home domain. Unless, that is, you have a shortcut trust. And this shortcut trust is a two-way trust relationship, and it directly links up or trusts domain X and domain Y in this example here. So that way, even if this domain controller is down, this domain controller submits logon credentials to this domain controller over here, and you're able to successfully log on. Now, going back to the slide presentation, and I'm pretty sure that's the slideshow. Yes. The other trust we want to talk about, one of the others, is a realm trust. And this is for trusts to non-Windows domains. So think here Unix. If you have users in a Unix domain that need access to Windows resources, you can create a realm trust. That is a one-way, non-transitive trust relationship. So from just one domain in the forest to another domain. Now, here's the paint program again, and a realm trust might be used to link up this domain to that domain. Again, this domain doesn't have any administrative link to these other domains. This is also a one-way trust relationship, so these resources, these computers and printers and shared folders and whatnot, trust the accounts that live in this Unix domain or Unix realm. That's why you would create a realm trust. Finally, a cross-forest trust. This is new to Windows Server 2003, so again, something that you might want to especially take note of. In fact, so are realm trusts, by the way. But a cross-forest trust is a trust relationship that you can create between two forests. So, what this might look like is that if you have two separate forests, and here's forest 1. In fact, I'll even draw a multi-tree forest very briefly for you here. So here's a forest. This thing that I've circled, that's one forest. Here's another forest. I can create a new type of trust relationship, a cross-forest trust. Forest 1, Forest 2, these trust each other. This is a two-way transitive relationship so that the user living in this domain here could be put on an access control list to gain access to resources throughout both of these forests. So you still want to maintain separation of two forests, but yet they are linked so that administration or shared administration, sharing of resources between the two forests is possible. Again, Server 2003 forest, 2003 forest here as well. The tool that you use to do this, as always, as all things trusts, is Active Directory Domains and Trusts. Select the domain, properties, and from the Trust tab is where we start to build these trust relationships. Again, this Kerberos v5 Realm Trust, that's what we're talking about. This is the authentication protocol that's going to be used as the communication channel is established. You can also create a trust to another forest. So, again, the name, msn.com is my hypothetical one here, and then after you give the trust a name, you give the trust type from the trust type wizard. Trust with a Windows domain, Next, cannot continue because we can't verify this relationship. But again, the button pushing, not important. What's important is really this squiggly diagram here to understand what the trust relationships are and why those trust relationships might be created.